Hello, I'm Michael Carney and I'm the Provost.
I'm Sarah Litchfield, University Secretary and Legal Counsel.
And I'm David Sharkey, the Chief Operating Officer.
So yes, let's kick off with an opportunity for you to give a quick summary of your manifesto.
There's definitely three key things that I want to work on if I'm elected. Firstly, I want to tackle the housing crisis, which is an ongoing problem. I really want to make sure that the university is focusing on the students that are here right now. My final point is really just about bringing the Students' Union to the students.
As president, of course, you're representing the student body, but of course there are still quite large bodies that are being neglected, and for me the main two that stand out are the vet school and PhDs.
So the main point of my manifesto is not just to have a students' union that sits back and listens and just watches to what you guys ask us to do and what the government asks us to do. I really want a students' union that's actually going to stand up for students and take the fight to you guys.
I stand for a union that I want to see engage, progress and lead. Personal connection is needed. A union that's personal is an effective union, and what I've gotten from students is that they like the social media, but they also like when the union comes to speak to them.
We talk about the TEF, Teaching Excellence Framework. I'm interested in your thoughts about the linkage to raising fees.
I don't know, I feel personally like it's a bit flawed. The university is in one place and the Students' Union is in another, but from speaking with Jane Powell, it was really good to sort of see her side of things about how the university really is under pressure to do it. But then still we're on the student side in the fact that they shouldn't be raising the fees. So I think it's just trying to understand the perspective of both sides.
I've talked to Jane Powell last week with Alex and Saskia, asking her about the Teaching Excellence Framework, and I think that in terms of its visibility and presence within higher education in Surrey, that needs to be made a lot more evident to the students of Surrey. And I also suggested that we should do a TEF debate, because I think that's the best way we can influence how education looks within Surrey, ensuring that's a student-led agenda.
I want to see the university oppose things like the Teaching Excellence Framework, which is being used to marketise education. I want to see the university really take the fight to the governments.
Of course, students don't like to see their tuitions raised. The teaching methods depends on the students themselves. Everyone has their own preferences, everyone has their own method of learning the best. Some people don't like going to lectures, some people like studying on their own. You need to find a certain balance to it. You can't make tuitions too expensive. Of course, you need a certain amount of opportunities for students, again, to get the quality of learning that they desire.
So, if successful, how will you ensure a better engagement between the Student Union and the university?
I have spoken to UCU, I've spoken to Unite in Unison over the past couple of years in my role as chair of the Labour Club. My first port of call as president won't be you guys, it will be the trade unions on campus.
So I've looked into the annual review, and there's a lot of talk about the strategy group for space around campus and looking at more efficient ways of improving the current space we have. Because at the moment, for example, at Manor Park, I know we're building 1,100 houses, and roughly about 370 are going to be built by 2018. And I think it's really important that we continue to work and understand where more space needs to be improved.
A good example of a space I used to go to every day is just by the economics school. There's a big square where there's nothing, there's a drain in the middle, and that's it. That is, for example, what I see as unutilized space. In that space, I see potential. And that can be multitudes of things. You could put a little botanic garden there for people to actually go, sit down, relax. You could have biking racks there, more covered biking racks.
You talk about reducing rents on campus.
Yes.
So, if we were to do this, what advice would you give us on where we would have to cut our costs to obviously compensate for the reduced income?
So what was the university's budget surplus in the last financial year?
It was about £4 million.
So there's quite a bit of money there. What sort of wages are you guys on? Can I ask that?
Well, I think we're here to ask you the question.
We need to see these rents lowered. We got a budget surplus, we've got your wages. I think that's where the money should be coming from.